What was this town to begin with?
It was a quicksilver mining. It was a mercury mining area. Back when you needed mercury fulminate to fire a gun or a cannon. And when that ended in the 20s, this place, all the miners moved into another mine in Mexico.
The homes they built at the time were small, weren't they?
They were adobe, which didn't stay together over the years. The rock pieces did last. So it's not dangerous to live here, but there's 14 miles of track underneath us and places you need to carry a canary or one of those lights that goes out. But the shafts are 800 to 1,600 feet, so that's deep. These are what remained of some of the ruins, and they're now starting to be fixed up to some extent. This house here is being built by a guy who studies internal bacteria. So he's in Africa right now, and he's fixing this up. He's got a big library there. Here. You can see everybody's building. We're putting our new shade up, which is so important out here. In '96, the owner said I could build a place in the ghost town. So we have this coffee shop, which is also the lobby for our hotel.
Could you build what you wanted? Is there even a town council here? Or how does it work?
No, it's a sole owner.
It's not one owner of the entire town.
One owner for the whole town. And there are a lot of towns here in Texas that are privately owned.
Do you have any idea what it cost?
You know, I think $100,000 was floating around, but I don't know. This is my driveway, which had a bit of rain last night.
That's great. So basically, you can do. I mean, there's no codes and zoning and all that.
No permits or anything like that. It's pretty much if the owner likes what the setup was.
Do you mind that there's not a lot of infrastructure? You know, if you think about a typical town, it would be paved, and you would have,
Yeah, but I grew up as an adult out here.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense.
Do you wish you had a town, a city hall, and all the basic stuff you'd have, a library?
Not yet.
No.
We have all that stuff. We have a high school, and a school has 97 students total. And it takes a community thing. Everybody gets involved. The teachers are sometimes parents too. This happens to be the old Model A that was the school bus.
That was a school bus. When?
Way back in like the 1930s.
So that's your garage.
That's my garage. I wash my dishes outdoors. I was given a dishwasher because I do throw big parties. I know, nothing's made up.
So did you build this?
I did. So when I came here, we started in this room, which was actually an adobe room, an adobe house.
So this was an old house?
So you have to duck.
Okay.
Yes. This is the original doorway here. And I found a box behind some rocks there and a box behind here. And that showed us what the parameters of the room were. Obviously, we raised the ceiling a lot. And I have an airflow window that's blocked off.
So as far as what was here, was this all new?
There was just one room. It wasn't even a room. It was a doorway and a box sitting on some rocks. So the rocks were left. The adobe was all gone. And I started building in '96 and real quickly had a home. We keep repairing it because that's sort of the method out here. And let me show you the bathroom, which is pretty exotic. I've added so much. So there's a whole compound here. So it isn't just the house. This is my bathroom and tub and fireplace for when it's cold. It's just a special room. We built it one summer just from pieces that we found. And then in the winter, I'm so high class. I stuffed this all with newspaper. And then that makes it warm in here. That window cost me in Mexico $40 frame.
And so as far as like, did you have to get the owner to okay everything you built? And
Well, since I was one of the first to do it, not so much, but I made my own rules. It couldn't be a great big house. You had to try to use indigenous materials whenever you can.
I see so much tin, like the tin roof.
And some of it's used. In the Depression era, or even in the early farming areas, nearly every ranch house had a tin roof. And we use it for water catchment also, because that water can fall off into a gutter and then we can hold it. And we can actually get a lot of water that way. There's a nice outhouse with a toilet and a sink in it, but it is an outhouse. We use lime and put a scoop of lime in afterwards.
Wow, you can see the lime on the sides.
And periodically we have a guy come clean it out like every 15 years.
There's no smell at all.
I'm starting to put in flush toilets. I sunk the septic system for the town, which was like an 18-wheeler, and now we're all starting to attach to it.
So there's no bigger authorities like the county that comes in, or the.
I think they're starting to say no new outhouses. You know,
Okay.
stuff like that. I don't know if that's really exactly how it's worded,
Yeah.
but no new outhouses is the way.
Why do you know?
I think they're starting to, you know, we're having more people, so you do have to have more rules. County's made some, but it's amazing how many of the telephone repairmen or the electricians understand all of us out here and don't give us grief. It isn't that sort of thing. Everybody's country no matter what, so. We still would like to leave some ruins around. The children have a great time going through just junk out here.